First, I wanted to say how proud I am for this young group of kids that had an amazing marching band amazing marching band season. The hard work and the effort that you guys put in it's amazing to see. And I believe that Brown and he was writing out the drill, and then I was just like, I'm just going to put it all on the field. We're just going to go. We're just going to learn the whole show in like 2 weeks. And then you learn it all in 2 weeks, and then at the Seeds concert, you guys did like the whole show, which is amazing. And Brown and I were even talking about that, being like, I can't remember the last time that we did the entire show, like straight through at a Seeds concert. So the work ethic that you guys have always kind of put forward is something to really be proud of, and I know that we're proud of you too. Also wanted to thank all the staff that helped us out this year, Leah, Layla, and Mark, and Coop, the drum line, Samantha, Trey. You guys are right there with us on the front lines with us, making the kids great, and that's we're very, very thankful for that. We'd also like to thank all the parents, all of you guys that chip in, all of you guys that are always eager to volunteer to help out our kids and help out our program. It's a pretty amazing thing to see, and we know that we couldn't do the things that we do without all of your help. So thank you so much for that this year. As the seniors graciously pointed out, I'm the awkward guy that gives life advice. Thank you. I don't know why I do that. They come and they ask me, and I feel like I have to. I feel like that I have to. Here's what you do. But to be completely honest, I think one of the reasons why I do that is simply because of the fact that I know that I want to be there for them, and I want them to know that all of us were in high school once. All of us, with all of the pressures and the life decisions and the growing as a person and all this other stuff, we were all there, and I always just kind of want to tell them and reaffirm them that everything that you're going through is growth pains. You're going to be okay. We're right here, and we've always got your back. And when I was writing this, I realized that my philosophy as a teacher has changed a lot since I've had kids. Realizing that I'm a father, and realizing that the things that I see in the young people that I work with, I will probably also be seeing in my own kids when they grow up. And so now all of a sudden I've got these two lenses on, and these two lenses are starting to look awfully similar in a lot of ways. And so, yeah, I had a speech about life advice, so I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to take it more along the lines of the lens of a teacher and a father also, because I feel like that a lot of these parallels you could draw between these. And I think I can echo this whenever I say this to all the parents that are in here. Yeah, you're probably going to hear this and be like, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly what the way I feel. So if I could go back in time and tell myself whenever I was in high school some of my own advice, these are the things that I would say. And the crazy thing is that my band banquets in high school, we never had senior speeches that got to come up. The seniors never said anything, did anything. And so, yeah, these senior speeches and stuff were fantastic, because I feel like that they're kind of experiencing the things that I wanted to kind of talk about. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the idea of never being in a hurry to do anything. That's kind of a weird turn of phrase. I always hear that a lot, and I remember being younger and hearing that from my parents saying, hey, don't sit there and be in so much of a hurry to do things, okay? And I would always say, I can't wait until, right? I can't wait until I graduate. I can't wait until I go to my friends. I can't wait until I'm always thinking about the next thing. I'm always thinking about the next thing I have to do or the next thing I get to do. And I realized that every single time that I did that, I never stopped to look at what I was doing in that one moment. I never stopped to see who was with me. I never stopped to see the moments that I had that I didn't necessarily always appreciate, simply because of the fact that I was always worried about wanting to do the next thing. And you know, getting older is a natural thing. Being a parent, being an adult, it's being an adult especially is going to nip at your heels. I promise you that it will, and it's going to happen. So don't sit there and say, I can't wait until. Just enjoy the time that you have, enjoy the people that you're with, and enjoy the moments that you're with. I want you thinking about embracing the challenges that life gives you. We always look at challenges like, it's a little too hard, I don't want to do it. No, just embrace the challenge. My teacher in college once sat here and told me, if you can stand the stretch that life gives you, you will grow from it. And I love that quote because she basically sat here and said, there are going to be things that you're not going to be able to do the first time, and that's okay. All right? And I once read a thing about a mountain climber. You know, a mountain climber sits here and is constantly struggling to climb the highest mountain that they can. All right, they endure all the trials, all the tribulations. Their muscles are burning, they're fatigued, they're tired, they're exhausted. The higher that they get, the thinner the oxygen's getting. They're gasping for breath in some cases. They're pushing themselves, and every inkling in their head is telling them, no, you've got to stop, you can't push yourself anymore, and they keep doing it. But the great thing about it is they get to the top of the mountain and they get the best view of the world around them that nobody else gets, simply because of the fact that they took that challenge and they didn't run from it. They met it head on and they ran with it. Be comfortable with who you are. And I know that that's easier said than done. I remember being younger and realizing, hey, guess what? I think that there's people that don't like me. I was like, oh no, nobody likes me. What's not to like? I'm friendly, I'm fun. But I eventually realized that it all has to do with the way that I saw myself, my insecurities. And we all have insecurities, because none of us are perfect. The great thing about an insecurity, though, is that nobody else sees that insecurity. It's only us. And being an insecure person, or showing and knowing that you have those insecurities, doesn't make you any more or less perfect in the eyes of everybody else. It's all about how we perceive ourselves. And the great thing about insecurities is that they're never, ever permanent. Ever. So, being comfortable with who you are, and knowing that there are people that are there that have your back and love you, that to me is an amazing thing to think about. Reflect on your own personal growth. Now, before I go and I kind of elaborate on this, I don't want you to think that I think that grades are not important. Now, all of you, every semester, I look at your grades, and I pull you guys aside, and we have our little powwows. I don't want you to sit there and think that grades are not important. But I want you to realize that that is not the only way to evaluate your growth as a person. Okay? It's not about a letter grade all the time. It's not about a standardized test all the time. All right? The learning that we do as people comes in the process of going after your goal. All right? And it's not necessarily the attainment of the goal. Your own personal growth, your own growth as an individual, your persistence, your grit, in some cases is more important than the added pressure that we put on ourselves saying, I have to get an A in advanced rocket telemetry AP class. You know, well, it could be, I can make it up, that's fine. I want you guys to think about the growth that you guys have from the start of something to the end. And that's one of the things, if you ever notice me and Mr. Brown, when it comes to band, we all give you 95s, but we don't sit there and we don't focus on your 95. We focus on you growing as a musician, as a person. Because again, you're going, after the end of the 4 years, you're going to go off and you're going to do whatever it is that you want to do. And Mr. Brown and I, we can't keep our claws in. So within those 4 years, we always feel like that we have to do everything that we can to sit there and prepare you for everything that you're going to encounter. And your growth is something that is very important, your own personal growth. And lastly, always be thankful for your support system. Okay? Never ever forget that there are people in this room that have your back no matter what happens. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you be happy. They are the biggest cheerleaders when you do something well, and they will be the biggest critics if you fall short of your potential. They're the ones that help you when you're struggling. They provide the shoulder to cry on, and they constantly push you to do better. They are the ones that you argue with when they don't leave you alone, and the ones you may get annoyed with by their constant nagging. Okay, and again, reflective of me being a father, because I nag my kids all the time. Okay, but no matter what you think about them right now, I want you to find them and I want you to thank them. Because there is nothing, there are no words that they can sit there and express to you to express how much they love and care about you. There just isn't. And you might not recognize it right now, you might not see that right now, but you will. I promise. So, I wanted to thank you for a great marching season. And we both, Mr. Brown and myself, all the staff, we hope that we've offered you guys the experiences that you'll remember forever. And yes, that was more life advice from me. And again, I want to make sure that you know that me and Mr. Brown, and part of our job is to always kind of teach you beyond the notes on the page. So, thank you very much.